All right, my friends, welcome back. I love you all, and I'm glad I get to spend some more time with you. And so let's get right into it because I don't have a lot of time before the kids start busting through the door and what have you. So let's get on to it. How do you choose what belt you're going to use for your man cave segments? Easy. I pick them up off the floor. Usually the kids got them ripped around and what have you. Like today, this one was on the pool table. This one was on the floor. And that's usually how, because if I pull them off of here, they never go back up. They just stay on the floor, what have you, and they're thrown around and the kids drag them out. And believe it or not, this belt here, it's going to sound crazy when I tell you, it was missing for about 2 weeks, and I knew a belt was missing, but I wasn't really sure which one it was. And here I had to go back look through my photos and figure it out, and it actually was this Continental belt. And it was outside for about 2 weeks. So, durability, I got to give it credit, because it did held up to the rain and what have you, and the pollen, and this was back a few months ago. But it held up. But really, how I choose them is usually what's laying around. Okay, that's this one. All right. People that make homemade belts are asking ridiculous prices for them. Look, I'm an honest guy. This is how I do it, man. I make my belts, and I don't make much of a profit if I sell them. And when I do make them, I make them at, one of my previous segments was asked about me being a businessman. I make them at my own leisure. So if somebody wants a belt, I do it honestly and the next person in line. When I have time to make one, I will make one. If I don't have time, I don't do it. So that's how I choose how to keep my little side project going. But with these other people asking ridiculous prices, I can't choose what they want to sell their belts for. You know what I mean? All I know is what I'm told, and when I search the internet, that my belts seem to stand a little higher on the homemade list than others. And I appreciate all my fans and what have you that give me that credibility. Why do you, and this goes to the belts too, why don't you put the bolts on the back? Because I don't weld. And I think it's easier to put them through the plate. So if you got to change them, or if one breaks, you can just add it. I got a $1,000 belt sitting out there with a busted bolt in the back. What good is it? You know what I mean? I have to rip the leather apart and do it, and then have to re-weld it. To me, it's not worth it. I'd rather just do the plate. And if you don't like it, then, I'm not asking you to buy my belts. And, I do have some of my haters out there that love to drive me crazy, but it's okay. I love them. Most of us lived in territories and that got to see what was... Ooh, boy, let me reword this again. I apologize. Most of us lived in the territories and got to see the leagues that participated in the territories. What was it like living in the Philadelphia territory growing up? All right, I hope I didn't mess it up too bad. Growing up in Philadelphia, I want to tell you something. We were very lucky because we had the AWA, we had world class coming through, we had the UWF, we had the WWF, we had all the major leagues were broadcasted in Philadelphia, even though they were out in Texas and what have you, and even like the ICW, all that stuff got to be broadcasted in Philadelphia. And I feel we were one of the luckiest territories because of that. We got to see the Von Erichs, we got to see Stan Hansen, we got to see Hulk Hogan and Bob Backlund, and we got to see the Ric Flairs and the Tully Blanchards and the Magnum TAs, and we got to see everybody. It was just a great spot to be, I feel, with all the organizations, and the Mid-South and the UWF. Well, I'm very proud because I got to see the stuff that wrestling was made of that people still want to see today. So, and I was lucky enough in my childhood and all my friends and everybody in that territory, we weren't just stuck with WWF. We weren't just stuck with NWA or World Class. We had them all. We had them all. And in that, I knew, so when people ask me like my top 5, I'm going to answer that question on the next segment, because I had to actually think about it and go through the decades, you know what I mean? But it's very hard because I got to see them all. And I mean, as a wrestling fan, when you're growing up, and it was we didn't know it as the organization names. It was the one with the red ropes, the one with the black ropes, the one, because they all had their own motto. That's why I went with my motto with the ropes, the black and the purple. Because I never seen black and purple ropes. So if anybody tries to steal my gimmick, I'll know. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've rambled on long enough, and I just want to say, guys, I love you guys. I have more questions. I got actually 2 more shows scheduled. So keep the questions coming. I'm going to keep trying to answer them as best as possible and keep you guys interested. So keep in touch. I love you.